What's going on, y'all? This Greg. Greg said it. Back with another one here. Nice and cool, early winter-ish weather down here in Hotlanta. That's what they call it. But man, it's amazing because we kind of back where not where we started, but back in that spot. I remember last year, this time when the season was over, the difference now is they got a bowl game, and that's a few weeks away. So it kind of feel like the season is over technically, like periodically. And we're at a point now where waiting on the bowl game to see if it's the Alamo or the Holiday Bowl. Alamo Bowl probably allow more people to see the game. It's in Dallas. I mean, it's in Texas. And then you have the Holiday Bowl. San Diego's on the total opposite side of the country, and it's in a small stadium, it's a true group of 5 stadium. Probably smaller than a bounce house, I believe. So, it's give and take because, if you play that game, you possibly can play against a team like a Miami. I think Syracuse may be considered one of them ACC teams considered. And one of the former Pac-12, like I said before, it's not that many of them that made it. Ironically, we thought Arizona was going to make it. Thought Utah was going to be one. It's not that many that's bowl eligible. So it's like tug of war with Colorado to see which one they go to, because there's not a lot of options for the former Pac-12 teams. But we at a point now where it's like your favorite time of year. You have early signing day coming up. The portal has been open, and you're trying to figure that out between that little window for the teams who are not in the playoff and stuff like that. And they can go ahead and jump in that portal and see what you're looking like next year. And everybody's excited about it. I mean, some of these guys might actually even get to practice in the bowl season, which we didn't have opportunity to do last year. So some of these guys can kind of get an early little feel for what's going on, maybe. And the rest, of course, come in January for the quote-unquote spring session. And we'll see those little windows of when they can work out, and then we'll see some gaps, and then we'll see some time where they can do individuals, and then get with the coaches in the spring, go through all of that. It's like we just left that thing. We just left that. And I said that season will go by so quick, and it's like, it's reminiscent because you're going to lose so many of those characters you always had in this particular storyline with Colorado. The storyline that's built on the players from the Louis and the whole just marketing fiasco that Coach Prime brought when he came from Jackson State. It just was attractive. People like me and others, built platforms to be able to talk about that because it's just so much. The media was going crazy. Is they going to win? Are they not going to win? They got to rebuild a whole team with 80 players leaving. It's like, it was just so much. And getting so many players out the portal, what they're going to turn out to be, and what the season going to turn out to be. Then we saw what the first season turned out like after such a great, magical start. And then we went to the offseason and said, okay, it's going to be done differently. We lost some players. It was dramatic. Then you got some more players, and it's like, oh, they're going to be good. And so it's like last year, they're going to be just like last year. And it didn't. Just like some of us said. And it almost snuck up on us to the point where you overlived your height, you overlived your expectations, because you started off saying, hey, this is get to the bowl game. That was from the jump, rightfully so. You don't know what you're going to have. I always say, shoot for the star. Look at fool if you want to. As I say, shoot for the moon. Because it turned out to be exactly what they said. I actually did a video about that, talked about it in a recent video. It's like, you spoke it. You got that bowl game. Even though you had the opportunity to go to the championship, conference championship, even though you had the opportunity to possibly even win that and go to the playoff, that bowl game thing was just stuck inside in stone or something. It was like, and it's like everything went against everything else to get to that bowl game. Because you had to went to the conference thing and won or whatever, you probably wouldn't have had a chance to go to the bowl game. I don't know. You probably still could have got to the bowl game if you went to the conference championship and lost. I don't know how that works. Because the conference is this coming week and the bowl game is weeks out. So you just have more time off. And that gives people who hurt time to recover, but you also can come back rusty because you ain't played in a month. It's almost like fall camp all over again. Probably even a little longer. And that's what we're dealing with. But in the meantime, we got the excitement of who's going to actually sign, who's going to flip away, who's going to flip to Colorado. And it's like, it's just amazing. It's like Groundhog's Day, deja vu, whatever you want to call it, to go through this cycle. I think some people enjoy it more than others. I think the season is the spice, it's the sauce. But it's it's conversation, a lot of content that goes on in the off season, because with Colorado, it never fails. We got the first cycle. Who's going to come? Who actually going to come? Who's going to leave? We had people leave in that December portal. And then you got people coming in, and you say, who's going to actually come? Then you have that second cycle in the spring, and then you got some more that leave. They realize they don't have a role or whatever happened, and you get some surprises there. Like, they stayed through the first cycle, and then they leave in the second. What's going on? You lose some people you probably didn't expect, then you get a whole slew of new people. I don't know how many you would take this year compared to other years, because you have a foundation. You have a certain amount of people who's going to be here. It's not like you have to get 80 players again. But we get to plug in some areas in the trenches and plug in maybe some more experience in the receivers. And I don't know what's going to do with the quarterback room. So it will be a journey to watch, to see how this thing turn out. I mean, it's enough that I think one of the biggest stories we're going to have is the fact that Shadur is going to be gone. So whoever fill his shoes, is it Juju? Will they be able to fill it? You know, you're talking about a senior to a freshman, or anybody. Like, everybody's going to be compared to that guy. You talk all that about him, but when you get somebody, everything's going to be compared to him. Shadur didn't throw them an interception. Shadur would have made that pass. He would have escaped that pressure. So you got some big shoes to fill, because he set a standard. Shadur didn't have to live up to nobody's standard. He didn't have no quarterback he came behind that was good or great or anything. He was an automatic upgrade. They were glad to see him come. And he overachieved in a lot of ways, especially the people who just insisted that he was just a little swag quarterback. He's a daddy ball, and he's not going to be good in the NFL. And he's going to go through all of that over again as he goes to the NFL. And they're going to give him a hard time, act like he only there because his dad, he's really not that good. And everybody really go through that in the pros anyway. But you're going to get an extra little dose of it being a Sanders, especially if he go high. He go number one, even number two. If you go anywhere, it can put a lot of expectation, a lot of pressure on him. Like, can you do it at this level? And good thing he's always been that guy that had to prove it. That's the beauty about it. It's not like he had an easy road and everybody just gave him his way. They always underestimated him. You got that, and then you got Travis Hunter, who's going to be leaving. And it's like, oh, that's your playmaker on both sides of the ball. What you going to do without him on defense? Now that you don't have that side of the field locked down and the plays that he made. What you going to do without him on offense when you need that third down or that fourth down? He going to make one of them crazy catches in the corner of the end zone or jump over everybody. You're going to miss all that. I mean, all the way back to Jackson State. I think about it. It's crazy. I mean, it's only been 3 years. I hate it been 4. When you see somebody like Travis, I remember his first game when he was trying to play hurt, and they were in Miami against FAMU his first year. And of course, that was Shadur's sophomore year. And he cried. I remember he had well on media. He wrapped his arm around Coach Prime, thank you. And he was thankful just to play at that level. And then you see him go through that and then do 2 years here. And it's like, wow, that thing came and went. 4 years is fast enough. You talk about 3. He's come and he gone. 2 different schools. 3 years, man. Y'all can make me get in some inspiration, motivation, man. 3 years gone. Poof. I got a cousin who did his 4 years at Georgia Tech. I remember his freshman year. He was trying to get some PT. He just had his senior night a week ago. And they had a nice little run. They should have got Georgia in the end. But it's just amazing how quick 4 years can go by. And then he came after that COVID year when everything was shut down his senior year. And then kind of back that next season. And time just, phew. So 4 years go by, that 1 year go by. Phew. I told people, I said, don't rush this thing, man. Because when it comes, it's gone. Enjoy it. And you better enjoy it now. December. And you think, I can't wait till the season. I can't wait till the season. The season is a vapor compared to the off season. You rush the off season. I mean, what is the season? The season ain't really nothing but a couple months. You give it August, September, October, 3 months. November, technically 4 months. But it's not the whole August. It's not the whole August. They played like the last week of August. So September, October, November. And boom. But you got January, February, March, April, May, June, July. You got all of those months to prepare the off season. And if you rush that 6 for that 3, you're going to feel it. And boy, don't we. So we're in the processing mode. We thought we were going to extend and get a little conference game and possibly playoff and extend this thing as much as we can get it because the talent is there. Who knows what you're going to get. And we know what we're getting now. Getting that bowl game. We just don't know which one. But a lot of these boys moving on. Wester moving on. He quit 1 year. Jimmy had a quick 2 years. Shepard come in and out. And they got to replace these boys. So we're going to be watching to see who are the replacements. That's going to be the entertaining thing. Getting to see, I don't know how this well-off going to pan out. I don't know what's going to change. I mean, because I know he's going to be helping with his brothers too. Shiloh and Shadur story. Now he got a split. They was all in one place. Now he got a split. I know he got help. So we're going to see. We know Darius should be there. But things going to change. We're just going to see how it look. The assets it changed already because of the fact that we didn't want to show too much. So that already changed between the last season to this one. So now it's like, is it going to look the same? Expect change, accept change. But in the meantime, in between time, y'all make sure y'all like, make sure y'all share, y'all subscribe. We're going to ride this journey out together. I'm going to still do my videos here. Still do my lives, whatever. So make sure y'all in tune. And as always, I'll talk to y'all soon.